High school is a critical time in the life of every teenager, a time to develop, learn, and grow into a young adult. Athletics can play a major part in the life of an adolescent, and the experience one has through participating in high school athletics can have a great effect on that person's life. What if I were to tell you that high school sports is more than just competition? Through these interviews, we hope to find out exactly what one can learn through high school sports. In what ways do lessons learned through high school sports transfer into other areas of life?
The number one lesson, you hear it from every level. You hear it from day one. You'll hear it until the day that you stop playing when you can't play anymore. It's just give it 110%.
I think fallen years back, and I had to fill out an application, and on the application I put down that I was the athletic director, and the person I was dealing with says, "Oh, that's pretty cool. You're an athletic director." I said, "Yeah, it'd be cooler if I was a player." And he said, "I never thought of it that way."
Rick O'Connor, currently 19, about to be 20 years old, full-time student, college athlete.
My name is Sydney Guerra. I'm 19 and I'm a student athlete.
On Warfield, 21.
My name is Megan. I'm 18 and I'm a student at Framingham State.
Thomas Kelly, 59, director of athletics, head football coach.
Vincent Ferraro, assistant professor of sociology at Framingham State University.
Your age, that's
Ben
fine.
Megan.
Yeah.
I can't remember my age, usually.
21.
41.
21.
41.
Definitely a positive effect. It's stress relieving. It teaches you a lot about communication, teamwork, getting along with people that you might not like as much as as the friends that you hang out with on a daily basis, but you learn to work with them and befriend them and work together to reach a common goal. So it really helps. You can see how that would work when it comes to coworkers when you grow up and reach the workforce.
Team environment, yeah, exactly.
All been good experiences. They've just taught me a lot.
That's who I am. That's where I am, and that's what I do, and that's my brand, so to speak. And what better way? I'm at my alma mater, and things are going well. It's just it's not a job.
I have to say, I mean, they've always been a part of my life. A lot of good memories, both playing. The first time I won, my first golf tournament win, that was a big one. It was a long time coming. Had a hard time getting over the hump the first couple of years, and then when I won that was a big one.
It was terrible. We did not get it.
And did you learn any lessons from having to deal with someone you didn't get along with?
Yeah, that there are going to be people in life that you don't really like, but you will have to deal with them, and you have to get around that.
Sophomore year when I was on varsity and my coach was giving me a hard time, and it was for softball, and I just went up to bat and I hit it over the fence, and he just looked pissed and I laughed.
Got them all.
Yeah.
Got them all. And everywhere in between. And certainly the good ones stand out, and the bad ones you kind of try to forget about. But when I interview people or bring people on, one of the things, and some of my staff kid me about it, but one of the last things I say is that winning is important to me. And and I think we're doing an injustice to our student athletes if we're not trying to put the best product out there and do the best we can. And if we weren't, then we just have all intramurals.
Yeah.
Just go out and have fun. But if we're going to do it at the varsity level, then it's important to win. And we certainly have. And another thing that I tell a lot of, especially the younger coaches, and if someone asks me in an interview, how much does job pay? Mm-hmm. That's a big turnoff for me. Because if you're in this business for the money, especially at the levels that we're at, then get out. If you're looking at the professionals or even some of the major colleges, they're making some very significant money.
6 figures, 7
figures. Yeah, but to get there, as I say, you got to get your hands dirty, and
I've had good and bad coaches. I've had good personality coaches who weren't as good at actually coaching. I've had great coaches that had terrible personalities. I've had all awesome coaches. I had one coach in particular. I was a hockey coach growing up from probably ages like 10 to 15. I played for the same guy. His name was Ryan Dugan, and he was my coach for a select hockey team. And he taught us all, the entire team, not just myself, a lot about growing up, becoming a man, and really taking responsibility and being accountable for all your actions on and off the ice. And it really helped us to develop as players and to develop as humans and really get ready to take on high school and college and then the rest of our lives.
What age is that?
Like I said, I was probably 10 to 15, so we're looking at like most of the middle school years, end of elementary, going into middle school.
That's critical time to develop, obviously, so that's perfect.
Towards the end of, I guess maybe right as I was going into high school, or my first year of high school, there was a coach that I had in Little League that he was a young guy, he was in his 20s, he played some college ball, and just the way he approached us, in the game, he was, really kind of the first coach that I had that was interested in everybody having a good time in addition to being competitive. And a lot of the coaches I'd had to that point were interested in being competitive and less interested in whether or not everybody had a good time with it. So that was probably the best experience I had, And I think the lessons that you can learn from sport are really dependent on the people you play with and the people you learn from. You can learn to not like sports real quick from the people who are coaching you. You can have a real negative experience with it. But, for the most part, mine was positive.
It teaches you how to be an individual as well as a team player. Obviously in sports, your position when you play is how you perform, but in turn helps the entire team out. So, that is a life lesson that I brought away from sports.
Just like working as a part of a team. Like, I think one of my teachers helped me be team oriented with my faculty and the students.
Lessons learned through high school sports probably come back when you're in a job and you're dealing with the boss and all like the responsibilities that you have on a team. You have to have the responsibility and the respect when you're talking to like a boss or an employer or something.
I was lucky to be born when I was, so that I had sport as an outlet to allow me to feel better about myself when, I was always taller. I was always comfortable, playing football with the boys at recess and playing AAU basketball and rebounding, apparently hurting people that I went to school with and I was not aware of till later. But no, it was a good outlet for me because the physical part of my sense of self had an outlet to be good.
Discipline, it shows you commitment, it shows you teamwork, it shows you a lot of things, how to, and it's life lessons, I think, how to get along with other kids, how to take coaching, how to take criticism, how to take compliments, all that stuff.
There were a lot of important life lessons that I did learn, right? That, particularly in team-based sports, that there's an importance to put at times the collective needs ahead of the individual needs for the benefit really of all, and that the individual can benefit when the collective needs are put first. But there were also, some of those lessons really have, they drive home some personal factors, right? Kind of understanding, when you understand what cheating is and why individuals would cheat, I think you have a greater respect maybe for integrity and just what that can take. I play a lot of golf and I play a lot of competitive golf and I play with a lot of guys, and golf is a type of sport where if there's no integrity, the game itself sort of breaks down. It's very easy to use a foot wedge, give yourself a better lie, and win a tournament. I've seen it in my own chapter. I've seen it in other chapters in the league I play in. Yeah, and I think that's in large part a product of the value that's placed on winning.
100%. Sports has definitely taught me to to really think about my decisions before acting. You know, you take the extra second to really think about what you're doing and what you want to do before you take that step, because everything you remember the goal that you're trying to reach, the end goal. You realize what the end goal is, and yes, you might want to do something tonight or tomorrow or the next day after that, but does that help you in any way to reach the end goal? And it really teaches you discipline, and it gives you patience. It teaches you to be patient, and that they're virtues that you're going to carry on the rest of your life, and they're going to help you.
Absolutely. Awesome. And